So federal credit union versus a bank. What's
So the biggest difference is that the members of the credit union are owners of the credit union, whereas stockholders and board members are like owners of the banks.
Okay.
So whenever you pay into your membership, you become an owner of that credit union.
That's pretty cool. Makes me feel special.
Right.
Hey, I own a bank.
I own part of a bank.
Right. So how much is the membership?
So the membership with us, it is typically lower than most memberships. I keep hearing that most credit unions are $25. Ours is $10 a person. You could even do joint memberships or primary memberships. If you do a joint, then of course it's $10 a person. But across the board, just $10 to be able to be vested in, to be able to have the products and receive the services.
And that's $10 a month?
No, that's a one-time $10.
Oh, that's a one-time $10. Okay.
So there's not a monthly charge.
Okay.
We don't do maintenance fees, anything of that.
So like the service charge that you get on a checking account, y'all don't do any
We don't
of
have
that
a monthly
kind of
service
stuff?
charge, a monthly maintenance fee, no ma'am.
All right, so that's already better than some banks. So, all right, so one of the things, so we're here on behalf of the food bank and the guest there at the food bank, and like myself, like I've made many mistakes in my finances in the past. I mean, I ate at McDonald's today, so one could argue I'm still making them. But for those that have like credit scores like in the 500s and just haven't, I'm using PayPal and Cash App is a big one, and you know those online ways of getting money. I've not got a checking account. How can you guys help steer us back on the right track?
So we've all been there. Every one of us has been there. There's been some kind of hiccup along the road, some kind of mess up where you've had to go back and what do I do? So with that being said, one of the things that I do love about here is that you get a soft pull every quarter. It shows up on your online banking. So it kind of gives you a really sound idea of what your FICO score is and where you sit. With that soft pull, you know, you can come in and sit down and we can progress from there, look and see what you need help with, look and see what kind of collections might need to be cleared up, or if you need to stop having so many people run your credit. A lot of people don't realize the more you let somebody run your credit, it builds up what's called inquiries, and that really harms your credit. It's not helpful, and you don't get nowhere with that. It just kind of hurts it and harms it. But anyway, as far as that goes, we can help you look to rebuild your credit. We can help you with products that can help you rebuild your credit. A matter of fact, I'm really big right now on working with our youth. We have lots of seniors that are coming through right now, and lots of them are like, where do I start? What do I do? I want to have a better credit score than what my past generations have had, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very crucial for our area as well. We want to see our kids grow. So we start all of them out with a $500 credit card. We teach them what to do with that card. We don't just hand it to them and let them walk out the door. You know, we break down, this is how you need to utilize it. This is how you need to make your payments. This is what you need to look for. This is what you need to watch for. So we have been very successful with the youth in that area. That really makes me excited.
Yes.
Now, as far as the checking accounts and things go, the PayPals, the Venmos, the Cash Apps, a lot of those come with charges. You're wasting your own money using those. Not only that, but a lot of those are not secured. So whenever they are hacked, you don't get that money back. A lot of people don't realize that. There's not an FDIC. There's not a credit union insurance. There's nothing on those. Whereas with a credit union, your funds are insured up to $250,000. There's no monthly maintenance fees, like I said. We also offer products that actually allow you to start earning interest without having qualifiers, without having limitations on how much you spend out of it or what you do with it. And so it kind of works in tiers on our checking and our savings. And anything over $500, they start earning interest on that, and it pays them every quarter. So, and no maintenance fee again. Like, how can you be getting money for your money and not having to spend your money?
Right.
So we do offer a lot of those products to help people start earning those returns that they'd like to see if they don't have the funds to put into certificates of deposits or any type of investment accounts.
Right. And so you're talking about helping people. So you will sit down with them, or someone here will just sit down with them at a desk face to face and walk them through.
Absolutely.
How
That's what
to
I love
do
to
that.
do. Yes. I love to help people build their credit and reestablish their credit.
Okay.
A lot of people, until you really work in finances, that's a big thing. You don't have a real sound idea of what all credit consists of. What are they looking at? What are they looking for? I really like to be very transparent, black and white with people and break that down for them so they have a very sound idea of what they're looking at and what's happening with their credit. A lot of people don't realize, like with credit cards, you don't want to utilize the entire amount. You only want to use maybe about 30 to 40% of that and make sure you're paying that back as quickly as you can because it just shows responsibility. And some people come through and they've got 5 credit cards and they're like, oh, well, I'm paying my payment and my minimum payment every month. Well, that's not really helping when you've maxed every one of them out. So we like to teach them all the steps that are involved, what kind of credit you need. A lot of people will come in and they might have a $500 credit card and they're looking for a $15,000 unsecured loan. You got to work in steps to get to that area. So we really do like to break down, educational wise, what to do with your credit and how to handle that and what all you need on your credit to get to where you need to be.
One of the things that I hear about often that happens in this county is people going to rent to own places and title ponds. And I know from a little bit of finance that I have done, that is a terrible, terrible idea.
Yes.
So if they could come in here and get started with that program with you guys and learn about how to get their credit score up, like you said, starting them off with a credit card, but you guys do work up to, you do unsecured loans, you do mortgages and things like that as well.
We have an excellent mortgage officer. She is amazing. I work hand in hand with her weekly. And she also, when someone comes in and say they just want a mortgage, they have a membership, they have a checking account, and now they're wanting a mortgage. They're not looking for a credit card or auto or anything of that nature. When I send that over to her and she does the credit pulls, she also educates them as well, just as much as we do. We are all in this together and rowing the boat at the same time.
Because buying a house, you end up with all kinds of words that you've never heard before you've bought a house.
It can be extremely foreign, 100%.
Yes.
But
and you mentioned auto loans too. So
yes.
That's another thing that I'm sure some people are going to be looking for. And so not waiting till it's the important urgent, which is I'm bad about it.
I tend to put myself on the back burner too. It's okay.
Well, it's just if it's not in the important urgent box, it just doesn't get done. And so like if we need something, like we're not saving for it and getting ready for it, which we're gonna try. We're working. We just started the Dave Ramsey program all over again, so we're working on baby step number 1. But once we get that done, we're gonna be looking at focusing more on getting our credit score up and all those other things too, which Dave Ramsey doesn't like credit scores, but we're gonna work on both.
We're gonna work on it, yes. Something else that we've actually introduced most recently that I'm really excited about is a Power Savers account. And what that is, because if you're like me, I like to put all my money in my savings and then move whatever I need over as I'm going and just kind of pay my bills or whatever, and what I got left, right? The Power Savers works along with your checking account. So anytime you swipe your debit card, say you're spending $3.50, it's going to round it up to $4 and it's going to put that 50 cents into a savings account. You would not believe the amount of money that thing grows just in a week's time alone.
Without you thinking about it.
Without even thinking about it. I mean, when they introduced that, and I did the pilot run for them like a little guinea pig, I thought, okay, we'll do this and see what happens, It may not be a lot to some people, but $60 in a month's time saved just from your change, it blew my mind. I was like, I don't have to put change in a bucket no more.
Right,
I can just use my debit card.
Right.
So, I mean, it does help, and it does help to grow that money very quickly, and it does come in handy when they need it. So that is something that I'm really excited that they brought out and started offering to people. So.
Yeah. One of the things where I was going to try to head a while ago with the Dave Ramsey is then, of course, with any kind of budgeting program, you're thinking about it in the future. And I feel like when I think about what GP Federal Credit Union has to offer, like it's a plan. Like you can sit down and work with them, and so it's not as stressful. You can get to a point you probably never thought you could get to because else can somewhat hold you accountable and tell you things that you didn't know. And so I don't know. I'm just from the moment I heard about you guys, I was excited. So
I've not stopped being excited. Like the excitement's not worn off. We're 6 months into this with the new branch, and it's still very exciting. And people come in and they're still like, "Are you serious? You really offer these things?" I'm like, "Absolutely, seriously." Like, not only that, but I'll go a step further, and things that I've personally chose to use in my life to help me, I will introduce them things to them as well and show them how to operate those and use those and how to read those and what to look for. Where a lot of people, for example, one of my biggest favorite apps that I have on my phone is Credit Karma. Some people are fans, some people are not. I'm going to go ahead and say it does not give you a right on credit score. It gives you an idea of what your credit score is, but it also lets you look at your TransUnion and your Equifax to make sure, and it gives you tips and ideas and what to do and how to do it. And when I sit down and explain those and show them on their own phone with their own credit stuff, okay, this is where you need to start, this is what we need to look at. And for example, say someone sits down and they have 3 or 4 collections and they're like, I don't even know what to do with that. The snap of a button, I can show you exactly what to do with that and how you can contact these people and get these things squared up for even less than what you actually owe. So, and some people really don't understand that they can do those things. So those are important to me, because what they don't understand is that one collection sitting there is dragging your credit score down anywhere from 15 to 40 points a piece. So, I mean, once you clear those up, and it goes, it's like
it
the best feeling ever to wake up and to get a notification that says your credit score went up, and you're like, yes! And it gets a little addictive after a while. It's kind of like, I want to do this and I want to do that, But it is also teaching you responsibility and holding you accountable for your finances as well.
I do also believe in Credit Karma. And they also push the 30%. And so anytime I went over that 30% of all of my credit,
it lets you know.
It will let you know, and it'll tell you specifically if you will put an extra $49 down on this credit card, it will up your score a few points. And so I do like
it. Is a good credit tool to have. And it is free. It does not cost anything. We both know that. And to have something like that to access instead of having to go to like your annualcreditreport.com and only get it once a year. I want to see it like weekly, monthly. I want to see what's really happening in the full picture of things.
And if we looked at that actual credit report, it's not going to mean this much to us.
No, right. I mean, because you're like,
Credit Karma
what is this?
Spells it out for you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but like you said, even if you don't understand Credit Karma, you guys can help
understand.
Put that together.
Yes.
And this is
Give
what
you
it
a clear
says.
idea.
Yeah, this is what you can do with it over
Absolutely.
here. So I'm just so excited. I do plan on coming back and opening up my savings account here when we get baby step number 1, because I don't want to use it.
Right.
So we had already talked about putting it in a different bank that's not on our online bank account, that we can't transfer it
and access.
Right. And access it. And so then we heard about you guys, and we haven't got to baby step 1 yet. So, but when we get there, which I hope will be next week, you will see me again, and we will just start off and become a member and own a piece of a bank.
Yes.
I'm gonna be a bank owner.
It's the best feeling ever. But yes, I do love it, and they are great people to work for. It is a great company to work for. I have never experienced such an outpour of care and compassion for a community as I have them when I came to work for them. That's always been big to me from where I come from prior. It was too corp, and it was taking away too much from people. I'm a people person, and I was like, no, I need to be able to work with our community to help them, to grow them. And so I'm extremely blessed and thankful that I was given this opportunity.
Speaking of that, let me take an opportunity to say thank you. And for those that are watching this at the food pantry, the red double doors that are locked in the hallway to keep everything safe is thanks to GP Federal Credit Union. So they came in and seen a need, and they just jumped right on it and met that need. And that's one of the steps that we have to get done before we can go further into the housing, because we got to keep that food bank safe, and we got to keep our future residents safe from anybody who comes in on the food bank side.
Absolutely.
So thank you guys. It's up. It's locked. It's like the most high tech thing in the building.
We just appreciate y'all letting us come in and help. So it really does mean a lot to us.
Yeah. Well, and the paper too, by the way. Thank
Yes.
you for the paper.
Yes,
So,
and if you ever need more, just let me
I
know.
will. I will. So they have been a great help to the community, and I've seen you guys at a lot of different events.
Yes,
So
we've been there, and everybody, I get tickled right now because everybody's coming in and they're like, oh, you've been on vacation, you've been in the sun. No, I've been
this
in
event,
town.
that event,
Yes,
Dowdy Park again.
absolutely, yes. I mean, but it is fun. Just the outpour of support from our community has been phenomenal. There's no way we could have done any of this without the community involved. I'm extremely thankful for that. I have the most gratitude in the world to our members and to our community and to the people that are in it. They've really shown us and welcomed us with open arms, and I love that.
Well, and I just know you guys are going to help the community so much. I mean, one of the things that we suffer from in Chattooga County, a lot of people will talk about the poverty, but the hopelessness is worse than the poverty.
It is.
And you guys offer hope, because when you sit down and you look at the long term and you look at the plan, you will see hope at the end of that.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
There is light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not a train.
Mm-mm.
And so I'm looking forward to hearing about all, because I'm sure you guys are going to end up with reports of people who said, I came to GP Credit Union here and didn't have anything, and now I've got a car, and now I've got a house, especially these young kids that you're starting off right.
Yes.
With good credit scores and good discipline.
Yes.
With those credit cards, so that hopefully they don't make all the mistakes that we've made.
Right. I mean, it's just, when it's a passion, it makes everything worth it. It truly does.
Well, and when you can look, Dave Ramsey, I don't know, you guys can do some of this easy calculation stuff too, but when you start looking at, if you put this much into savings on a regular basis,
what it can do for you.
what it can do.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a lot. Like you said, that power savings account, just that little bit of change sitting there.
Grows fast.
Yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's momentum to do more
Yes.
and more.
It's very encouraging.
It is.
Yes.
And like I said,
agree.
it's about feeding hope
Mm-hmm.
into the community. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for
Thank
being
you.
here. I am just so
Yes.
excited for you
Well,
guys.
we just love having everyone, and we love being able to do our part.
All right.
That's what we do.
Well, thank you so much, Courtney.
Well, thank you.
And so if you guys need some advice, come check out GP Credit Union. Come buy a portion of a bank with your membership. And
You're all welcome. You
Yes.
live, work, and worship, come see us.
there you go. That's a good point too. Live, work, or worship in Chattooga County. So you don't have to live in Chattooga County. You can also work here, just work or worship. And I love the fact that there's even a bank that even is going to consider where someone worships.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is.
All right, thank you guys. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. If I can't answer them, I'm probably going to tell you to come see her anyway. But if you have any questions, you can come ask me. I'm Angie, and thank you so much.